Hey everybody, this is Vito Gesualdi from DraftMagic.com with another Gatecrash spoiler card. I'm talking with Josh Frankel. Josh, what's going on?
Uh, Not much. Just relaxing, talking to my pal Vito,
I always ask you
spoiling
what's
Gate
going on
Crash.
when we do these spoiler videos, and it's pointless. Who cares what's
Yeah,
going on?
try to try to
You're like, I'm
mix it
talking to
up
you
here.
about the cards. Like nothing. That's what's going on. I'm not doing something else. Well, Josh, we're talking about a card. It's a red card. It's a creature, and it's got a very interesting ability. It's called Hellraiser Goblin. And for 2 in a red, you're going to get a 2/2. This is in the uncommon slot. And it says creatures you control have haste. So that means Hellraiser Goblin also has haste. It's a 2/2 haste beaten in. But it's got a little catch to the haste clause there. Because the creatures you control not only have haste, but they also attack each combat step if able. So that means they're forced to rush into the red zone. What do we think about this card, Josh? For limited, let's talk limited here.
Okay, let's start with limited. Limited, that drawback.
It's a big drawback.
It's a bit more of a drawback in limited. Like, I mean, you're gonna have these decks that are planning on attacking every turn anyways. Like, you can think about it like, you're Rakdos and your guys are unleashed. They can't block anyway.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean they have to attack, but I mean, you're gonna suicide some guys, but you get your hasty 2/2 out on turn 3, and then fall if you're assuming you're Gruul, you're following it up with some big huge fatty on turn 4. Blocking's not great for them anyways because you're what's that thing called, blood rushing them.
Blood Rush and that's the thing with Blood Rush. It's almost justifiable because anything they try to block with, hopefully you're blood rushing out of your hand or you have removal or
Yeah, it's
whatever
scary.
else.
Blocking is scary for them. I mean,
Yeah, so you really kind of have to, look at your deck, look at your curve. I think it definitely has potential for limited. I mean, obviously, if it was in, a set where Rakdos was already a thing, it would be an instant pick. But we now have to examine Gruul and see if Gruul is going to be the next Rakdos, if Red-Green is powerful enough to keep beating without looking back.
yeah, I mean, you do have
Uh,
the option of playing your guy post combat so it can block the first time.
yeah, that's
But
true.
but I mean, eventually you're likely to end up sacrificing a chump attacking once or twice. But
It's also a 2/2,
it
so
is
if they
worth it.
really want to stop what you're doing, they can get right in front of it.
Yeah. This guy can't really survive forever
I see
if this guy.
Hellraiser Goblin. It's going to be one of those cards I let slip around the table, but if it comes back, I'll probably pick it up and jam it in.
Yeah,
I'll
it's worth
probably.
trying.
I don't
Not
think
in
I'd
every
run more
deck,
than
but
one though.
hmm.
I don't think I'd run more than one at a time. In a deck. I don't think
I
it's
mean, if your
too
deck wants
powerful.
one, it probably wants more than one. I
You
don't know.
think? Well, yeah. I mean, I guess depending on what I got. If I'm following it up with a bunch of 4-cost fatties, sure, I'll run two to try and, make sure that that's what's happening. Or if I just know that I have so much blood rush or removal that all my guys get through, why not? In constructed though, I can see this being a thing.
Yeah, this might be a bit more playable and constructed. I mean, 3 mana for a 2/2 is not really at the.
Yeah, it's not too exciting, but it is a goblin. There's still a goblin. Well, the goblin lord we have right now sucks. But once
Well, he's good
2014,
with Krenko.
is he good with Crank? Well, yeah, he's pretty okay with
Hates the
Cranko
Krenko.
actually.
That's pretty sweet.
The thing is, you need a lot of goblins to get advantage of Cranko. I kind of want just a 3/3 beating in. If we find a goblin lord or something that can get his power up a little bit, or because 2/2s are pretty fragile in constructed,
Yeah, that's
especially
fair.
with.
I mean, against more of a control deck, though.
I mean, with Thragtusk still running around, I don't know if I want to put 2/2s on the table that
Sure.
run into Thragtusk. That's my big concern.
And you force you to attack into the right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
But I think it could find a slot depending on what else we see. I like this card. It's interesting. I'll give it a try if I'm going Hyper Gruul. What's the other red pairing in this set? Is it red white?
Red white. That's going to be aggressive too. Hey,
Oh,
it
so
might
that's
be
good
good there.
with Battalion there. I could just make it could trigger Battalion the same turn your
Man,
Battalion
imagine
guy
like
comes into play.
the Boros Angel, like Lightning Helix Angel, hasting into play off this
Yeah,
guy.
I
That's
almost
pretty.
like this better in Boros, where it's making sure that when the Battalion guy comes down, because the Battalion guy has to attack in order for his ability to trigger, right?
Right.
Right. So,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
interesting actually.
that's cool. I like this in Boros, a little less in Gruul, and even less more in Constructed until I see something to go with it.
Seems fair.
Seems fair. Well, that's been another Gatecrash spoiler. As always, we're having fun. Josh, I love you.
Love you too,
This
Vito.
is a great outro. And check out draftmagic.com for the rest of the Gatecrash spoiler.